Warning, the podcast you're about to watch contains lots and lots of spoilers, so don't watch it if you haven't watched the episode and stuff. What's up, everybody, and welcome to TVCaptive.com presents the As Seen on TV podcast for Game of Thrones, Season 4, Episode 8, The Mountain and the Viper. I'm your host, Mike, and joining me is... Pull back up the sun for House Martell. It's pretty.
Should have held
Clio.
up a snake. I don't have a
Oh, yeah.
plastic snake, though.
Do I have a snake around here? No, I have nothing that is fitting for House Martell. So, oh yeah, episode rundown. Let's see. Sansa's devious. Arya is laughing maniacally with laughter. Wildlings are encroaching on the wall, and yeah, I guess Tyrion's fucked. More on that later. How'd you like the episode?
Yeah.
Nah.
No, it wasn't net. It was a more like a. Yeah.
You sound sad. Tell us about it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you about it.
We'll get to it later. So we're just gonna go in order here. So we get Mole Town, where Gilly is left. You know, to keep her safe from all the Night's Watchmen who might want to take advantage of her. And turns out that wildlings attack Mole Town.
Yeah.
Expected, I guess.
Not necessarily expected, but you sort of knew something was gonna happen anyway. I feel like Sam was trying to keep her safe, but there is nowhere there that's safe for her because she's a wildling on the wrong side of the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ygritte spared her, though. Do you think it was because she realized that she was a wildling, or because of the baby? Baby.
I don't think she could tell.
Yeah.
She doesn't look any different. She doesn't dress any different, especially now that she's on the south side of the wall.
Very true. Anyway, more stuff in the north happens. Ramsay takes Reek, who he is Reek now. There's no more Theon, I don't think. There is no Theon, only Zool. I couldn't make that sound good with Reek, so I had to say Zool. Ramsay makes him go in, say he's Theon Greyjoy. Did you think this would work? Do you think, like, he took someone, tortured his personality out of him, implanted another personality, and now he's like, go back to your old personality while still being your new one, and don't deviate from your new one.
Well, I mean, he didn't have to act that much like Theon. He just had to say, I am Theon.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing.
Here's a thing. If you surrender, you can go home safe.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Do you think Ramsay was actually going to let them go?
I didn't think. Not for a second.
It's very obvious what was going to happen there.
Especially when he's like, open the gates.
Yeah, open the gates, and then
yeah.
flash the next scene, and there's a guy just completely flayed.
That was the guy
Mm-hmm.
who killed the captain.
Mm-hmm. Tasty. I mean, yeah. I don't know, just seeing that, I felt like I was missing skin in places. It was just not pleasant.
That was some pretty good,
pretty good makeup or prop work.
yeah.
So, after that, Lord Roose Bolton comes in. Congratulations, Ramsay, you're a Bolton, you're not a Snow.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what else to say on this. It's kind of a big development for Ramsay. Congratulations, you're a legitimate child. You're not a bastard anymore.
I'm waiting. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I can just see, like, him do something completely depraved, fuck something up, and then Bolton just be like, God, what the fuck did I just do?
Great, you're my son now. What the hell?
Good.
Now, it makes me realize, like, you know, Roose did that because legally he could. He's Warden of the North. He has that power to legitimize a bastard in his realm. So that means Ned could have done that to Jon at any time he wanted.
You want to know what stopped him?
Yeah, his wife.
Catelyn?
Yeah. Bitch.
She's not that much of bitch.
No, she's not. She's not. Only when where Jon Snow is
I
concerned.
just found her very unlikable the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Even when I read the first book, all of the chapters from her point of view, I'm like, shut up, where's Tyrion?
Shut your hole, where's Tyrion?
She grew on me.
Yeah, she
Just
does.
in time for them to murder her.
Yeah, she grew on you just in time for her to die. That's how George R. R. Martin works.
You gotta guard yourself against liking anybody.
I mean, it's an old joke now. There's a picture of him standing next to a dragon. One is a horrifying monster who will murder everyone you love, sow destruction in your, realm, and all these other horrible things, and the other's a dragon.
The other's a dragon, yeah.
That's just how he works. He builds you up and then just cuts it right out from under you. As with the end of this episode, but we'll keep going. Grey Worm, for a man with no man parts, he's got the hots for the ladies.
Well, we don't know what man parts he's missing and which ones he still has.
Yeah, very true. It's like, do they take the pillar or the pillar or the stones?
I love the way Danny handled that. It was just like,
I'm like, okay, how is she gonna say this? And then it's just like, bravo, Danny.
Yeah, no,
well done.
Give her a slow clap. But I love how they handle, like, how they're showing Danny and what's her name?
Missandei.
Missandei,
something like that.
Their relationship, because when she was Khaleesi, the handmaidens she had, they did everything for her. You never really she talked to them, was friends with them, but you never really saw her do anything for them. Here she's doing her hair. Danny is doing, this woman's hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that says a lot.
Yeah, it kind of does. It's a subtle thing that I didn't actually pick up on.
I did because, girl stuff, but...
Yeah, okay. I guess, yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
I guess Danny...
I remember those scenes with her as Khaleesi, with her, the women that were taking care of her. She never did anything like that with them.
Not that... No, I don't think they've ever shown any of that in the show. I know she got freaky with one of them in the book, but that's about...
Oh, did she?
Yep.
Oh.
But that's all I remember, really. It's been a while. I need to power through all these books again. Yeah, they have a pretty good relationship, it would seem. Speaking of relationships with people around Danny,
oh God,
Barristan just gets a letter like,
oh God, I can't.
Sir Barristan, here. He's like, and then he turns it over. And he sees the seal, and I remember Omi sitting next to me. He's like, "What is that?" I go, "Look at it. It's the hand. It's the symbol of the hand of the king. It's a hand in wax."
I said the same thing. I was like, "What was that?" Because it doesn't really look like the hand of the king. 'Cause it's just a hand. I didn't see the sword. Like, you can't see the sword.
No, you couldn't see the sword, but that's what that's what I assumed it was.
I was like, it's a letter from Sauron. No, wait.
Wrong color.
Yes, you're right. Wrong color.
I mean, he's a wizard. He would have figured out how to make it white wax.
True.
But
you don't need to be a wizard to have white wax.
True. Very true. I mean, yeah. I was trying to figure out how they were going to do this because I like how they did it. Because, I mean, there was a whole thing where Barristan was supposed to claim to be another person for a whole book, and then the truth comes out, and Barristan was supposed to reveal at that time, I sat in on the small council meetings, because Lord Commander of the Kingsguard is supposed to do that. It's like, I sat in on the council meetings, I know you're spying on Danny. Like, you can admit it to her now? And then Danny gets pissed off and does the whole thing. But I like how they pulled this. And Barristan, he's an honorable man. He goes to Jorah with it. Wait, I'm waiting.
Yeah, no. But was this sent by Tywin now? Or was this sent a long time ago and just reached him?
Okay. If you remember in Season 1, a little kid, dressed very much like the kid who handed this to... Maybe even the same kid, I don't know. Hands a letter to Jorah and says, Jorah the Andal, like, this is from the Spider. It's a royal pardon. You can go home now. And then he disappears. Now, a kid hands it to Barristan, so either this kid was sent to find, steal the pardon from Jorah and give it to Barristan, or this is a completely new one, a copy that was made, sent by Varys. Or by Varys on order of Tywin. I don't know.
You see, the only thing is I don't understand why now. And who's sending this?
Yeah.
Or who ordered the boy to steal it if he did steal it from Jorah?
Exactly, yeah. As Jorah said, who profits from
Also,
this?
if you're Jorah, why would you not burn it?
Yeah, you know what? That's a very good point. If Jorah didn't want to use it, why not destroy the evidence? But damage is done. Dany's... Whew.
And you see, I guess I thought of this in a different way because I assumed as soon as he saved her from the poison, he was then on her side.
Mm-hmm.
But he kept reporting back after that. Oh, well, maybe not after that. Because I thought that they said an event that happened after the poisoning.
No, she was pregnant. She knew she was pregnant at that point.
Yeah.
And this was after, King Robert had a whole freak out. He, actually sat in on a council meeting and said, the girl must die. And that's when Ned just walked out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to murder, an innocent child because you're a raving lunatic.
Yeah.
So.
Right,
I don't know.
She did stop.
Do you think Dany was justified in her anger?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jorah just left, right? He got on his horse and he was leaving, right?
Yeah, he got on his horse and he was gone.
He better have a plan.
Oh.
Help Dany or to...
You'll see soon. Next season, probably towards the middle, I think. But it's... As I put in our notes, Lord Friendzone exits in the non-preferred direction. He exits the friend zone. That kind of sucks for Jorah. I like Jorah. Feel bad for him. I like him. Okay, I don't feel bad for him.
Yeah, no.
So
You need to stop calling him Lord Friendzone, though.
I know. I'm sorry. I like the tag, the moniker.
Yeah, no, it
Trying
is
not
very
to sneeze
funny.
here. Anyway.
But I have a problem with Lord Friendzone.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Couldn't find the mute button quick enough. So let's, I guess, move on here.
Mm-hmm.
We get to the Vale, where Littlefinger is very rightfully so. Well, he's being questioned by the Lords of the Vale. I mean, pretty obvious. He was in the room when Lysa took a plunge. He's saying she killed herself.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of Sansa's little transformation here? I can't even call it a transfer, but...
Of course it's a transformation.
Yeah, okay, you know what? It is a transformation. She's not a dumb little girl.
Something clicked. She sees Littlefinger's weakness, and she sees her own strength, and she's gonna... She knows how to lie now, because she knows it's not about saying something untrue, it's about making something untrue sound true.
Mm-hmm.
The way she does that is by acting like a helpless little girl, which she is gonna start, gonna start becoming the opposite of that.
Yeah. And at this point, she realizes... I think she spent how much time in King's Landing surrounded by, Cersei, by Joffrey. Well, Joffrey was just a monster, but Cersei was amazing at lying. There's liars everywhere in King's Landing, and she spent how much time now with Littlefinger, traveling and all that stuff, so she's picked up on a few tidbits, and now, like was said, she realizes she can use him. She knows what he wants her, so she's gonna wrap him around her finger.
Mm-hmm.
Or so I hope.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be entertaining.
I want her to take him down. Just take him down. I also want her to learn that he's the reason her father's dead. Or he's a big reason her father's dead.
Oh, wouldn't that be beautiful?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be absolutely gorgeous.
It's Joffrey's fault, for ordering it.
Mm-hmm.
But Littlefinger helped put him in that position.
Right, very true. Littlefinger's the whole reason he was in that position.
Mm-hmm.
For Joffrey to do that. So, speaking of the Vale and the Stark girls, Arya and the Hound finally arrive.
They're like So close.
I know, it's like so close. Who would cross the bloody gate?
So fucking close.
The bloody hound and his traveling companion.
You should have just called her a squire or
Yeah,
something.
not even hostage anymore. It's traveling companion.
Yeah.
Arya Stark. You're the niece of your lady.
Growing on him.
Yeah, the niece of your lady Lysa. Oh, Lysa's dead, by the way. And then just the cackling laughter.
She lost it.
She lost it. I mean, and
All of this. And literally 3 days before they get there, her aunt dies.
like, do you think that was her laughing like the hound's plan fell through, or wow, I have shitty luck?
Both.
Okay, both.
Both.
Very dark in here.
God.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm losing my lighting.
Yeah.
I have
And
no
I
way.
magically gained some. I don't know.
Stop stealing the sun,
Sorry.
because everything else is broken in here. Damn it. This is just bad timing. See, we're speaking about bad timing.
Yeah.
Anyway, sun stealing.
Yeah,
crazy
but that's
lady.
really funny. I won't be able to handle it if the next time we see Arya and the Hound, they're walking away from the veil. It's like, no, your sister. God fucking damn it.
You're closer to your sister than you have been in years now. Anyway.
I love the pie chart on the internet where it's like time Arya spends looking for her family versus like time she actually spends with her family.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. We're gonna cut back to King's Landing now. Jaime and Tyrion are having a last minute brotherly conversation.
Yeah.
And they're talking about their cousin name I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
But how he was left simple for being dropped on his head, and all he did was spend his days in the garden crushing beetles. Perfect analogy to the mountain crushing small people.
Oh, I didn't realize that. No, because he was so busy trying to find a meaning with the beetles.
Mm-hmm. Like why? Why would
Like
you do
now
that?
he's trying to find meaning in his own death.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Why
whole
he's on
many
the block, you know.
layers to that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, find meaning in whatever.
And then they
can.
blow the horn and Jaime walks away and I'm like, fucking hug your brother, dude!
Like, give him a high five, hug him, pat on the back, something.
Handshake, at least. At least a handshake.
This will probably be the last conversation you ever have with the guy.
He just walks away. I'm like, Jaime,
Oh,
god damn it,
This
Jaime.
could very well be the last conversation you ever have with your brother. Like, give him a thumbs up or something, man. Anyway, pretty much the moment everybody's been expecting all season. Oberon versus the Mountain.
He comes in showing off and then turns his back to this beast, and I'm like, don't fucking turn your
it's like,
back.
that's very light armor. You shouldn't drink before a fight. Like, Tyrion's like, oh, why? What are you doing?
It's funny because he's like, you should wear a helm, you should wear more armor. It's like, it fucking doesn't matter. That giant ass sword and that giant ass man, whatever armor you wear, it'll just go right through. Doesn't matter. A helmet, if he hits you in the head with a helmet, you'll still get...
He's going to split right through your helmet and your skull.
It doesn't matter.
The guy is huge. The sword weighs a ton. I think it was a 6.5... I think in an interview like they did with the arms master who made the damn thing, he said it was like a 6-foot blade or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah.
That's just the blade. We're excluding the hilt and the handle.
Which is a large hilt because it's supposed to be a two-handed sword that he holds with one hand.
That's the whole point. It's like a great sword, too big for anybody else to wield, and he wields it with one hand.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. But, Oberon just walks into the arena and then just like, he's a fucking ninja.
Yeah.
Like,
and like I knew that agility would be his... I don't want to say saving grace, but it would be his asset because, yes, the Mountain's very powerful and he's quick for someone of his size and weight.
Yes, exactly.
But not that fast.
No, and he's wearing heavy armor.
Yes.
So,
And no matter who you are, how strong you are, a large sword is going to be slower.
yeah, I mean, exactly. It's going to be slower. And yes, he does swing it quicker than anybody should be able to swing a sword that size. But he's still too slow.
Yeah.
And Oberon makes... I mean, it was a spectacular fight. Oberon makes pretty quick work of him.
Mm-hmm.
More or less.
Yeah.
Gets a shot on him and then just impales him and, like, takes him to the ground, standing on him.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, the whole time he was pulling... The internet's been comparing it to, Princess Bride, to, like, hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Thing, but John's never seen the movie, so he didn't get the joke.
But that's the whole thing.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
They even have the same mustache.
You killed my father. They have the same accent.
I know, the same accent, too.
Prepare to die.
That was the whole thing, though. Like, you killed...
The only thing is, Inigo was fighting someone who wasn't fucking huge and vicious.
True, exactly. It's like...
Fighting a coward, basically.
You killed, you raped her, you murdered her, you killed her children.
Yeah.
And then, like, when he should have delivered the death blow, yoink! We're gonna knock your feet out from under you.
I didn't notice it the first time, but the second time I saw that scene, the mountain grabbed him by the side of the head and lifted him up.
I had to watch the scene a couple... He's, like, knocked his feet out from under him, and it's like he caught his head almost, picked him up, and it's just like, ah!
Yeah.
And then he says it, he's like...
Okay, we were watching that. He got the hamstring. The mountain was down, and then John's like, nope, he's down, that's it. I'm like, he's gonna get up. He's gonna get up. Both John and his dad were like, nah, he's down.
No, but realistically...
You guys don't understand.
You know what? From a logical point of view, yes, the man just had his hamstring cut. Nobody, regardless of how strong you are, how big you are, or whatever, you get your hamstring cut, you're going down. You're not going to be able to put weight on that leg anymore.
Yeah.
So,
but
they were right to think that. He's down.
Yeah.
And he didn't get back up again. He just rolled over.
Well, he fell and laid there still.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's way too still for him to actually be that, down.
Yeah, and then...
If he was down and still alive, like, he would be like, and I'm like, no, wait. No, he's gonna grab him. It's all over.
Then he grabs him, and he says it. He finally, he gives Oberon what he wants in the end. He says, Elia Martell, I raped her, I killed her children. No, I killed her children, I raped her, and then I smashed her head in. Like this, splat. Yeah.
The worst I could have dealt with that whole scene, all of it.
But the screaming, right?
Oberon screaming it was just like, oh.
Because then you realize how painful that must have been.
That was the worst. Yeah.
Like
and the most disappointing part of all of this is if Oberon went in there and his goal was to murder the mountain, he would have done it.
Right, exactly. But he wanted...
his goal was to get him to confess.
Before he died.
To then take down Tywin also. If his goal... He should have just went in and killed him.
Well,
Oberon would have lived.
He would have lived, but he kind of... The mountain didn't say, outright implicate Tywin, but it's...
No, he didn't.
He's Tywin's soldier. He does what he's ordered to do.
Yeah, but since he didn't say out loud that Tywin ordered it, Tywin will never get accused of it.
But here's the thing.
No one would ever dare.
It was always rumored, Elia Martell and Rhaegar's children wound up dead.
Yeah.
But it was never explicitly proved how it happened. Now the mountain outright admits, I raped her, I murdered her, I killed her children. Like, it's out there now. Proof that the mountain did it. The mountain's Tywin's soldier, so there might be some kind of shitstorm coming for Tywin with this. Or at least some eyebrows raised.
I would think he's still
he's fine.
Untouchable.
He's untouchable, yeah, but there's going to be some eyebrows raised, like, really.
Tywin's just going to roll up like, what the fuck y'all going to do about it?
But, unfortunately, trial by combat. Oberon's dead, the mountain's technically still alive, even though he's mortally wounded. Or, even if you're that big, you got a hole in the gut from a spear a spear blade this long, you're gonna die from it eventually.
I don't know. I think that if it was just the injuries and not the poison, he would have survived, maybe slow recovery, but he might survive.
Even without the poison, I mean, he had. You saw the size of that blade.
Yeah.
It was.
No. I know. And
Yeah.
that would be real world physics.
Oh, I'm talking about even then. Like, he would have. The infection he would have gotten alone from it.
Yeah, but he's in King's Landing, where there are you put these in quotes, actual doctors.
Yeah, there's medical
It's
professionals.
not like he's in a battlefield.
True.
If that was a battlefield wound, yes,
Oh, yeah,
definitely,
he's corpse.
yeah, because it would be sitting for a while. But I think if it weren't for the poison, the mountain could have probably survived that.
Yeah, he's a big guy, but that's
especially with fantasy rules, because you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh boy. So, last words of the episode. I hereby sentence you to death for regicide. Or along those lines.
Yeah.
Tyrion's face, like,
I don't know.
Oh.
I didn't hear any words after Oberon's skull exploded.
oh, well, yeah, Tywin stood up and said that. Like, I hereby sentence
Yeah, I
you
saw
to
it
death.
happen. I didn't hear it.
There's a fun GIF going about the, not even GIF, just a still image of Ilaria screaming, and then Tyrion's face, like, ugh, and Tyrion's face, people who've read the books, and then Ilaria, people who haven't read the books. And there was another reaction video, like the Red Wedding reaction video out there, people screaming, like, oh my god, no!
Yeah, just
Like-
Jaws. Because, I mean, I had 2 seconds before it, more than 2 seconds, 2 seconds before it happened, called it. I was like, no, he's not down. It's over. So I was just jaw drops. So I did not expect the
The way it would happen, right?
head explosion. Like, oh!
See, that was the scene as written was, if I remember it correctly, you know, he took the Oberon's leg out from under him, got on top of him, punched him, you know, knocked his teeth out and everything.
Oh, that's right. He took all of his teeth out with one swing.
Told him, yeah, I killed her children, I raped her, and then I smashed her head in like this. And the way they describe it is he just like bashes his head in with like a punch or something.
That would have been easier to handle.
Then
because it would have been quicker than that. Would not have gotten the Oberon death scream.
2 best tweets after this episode.
2
One
what?
tweets on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
One from Pedro Pascal 20 minutes after the episode airs. Ouch. Period.
Oh, what
And then one from Lena Headey, Cersei Lannister.
Yeah.
Both of them out of character, out of costume, whatever. She's like, ah, like with her thumbs in his eyes, and he's just like, ah.
It's awful.
And the caption is
actually terrible.
all the responses are like, too soon, Lena.
No, and I understand that that's the kind of stuff you do on set, just because
Mm-hmm.
you have to not be so attached, or it'll be harder to do. But do people who have just watched the episode and who are just in it, who are just like, no, why?
Watching interviews with Peter Dinklage, aka Tyrion, he's, I think it was on Letterman or something. He said, it's like, you've never read the books. He goes, no. And does the author know that? He goes, I've had to admit it to him at a Comic-Con panel. I was sitting right next to him, and the question came to me, and I had to admit it right next to him. He was not pleased. So he's like, I expect my character to die very soon.
Oh, this is retribution.
But
That's
you
funny.
can't kill Tyrion. I mean, Tyrion,
I know,
mean-
and I'm sitting there at the end of the episode, I'm like, there has to be someone that can help him.
you can't kill the fan favorites, but he's done that how many times now?
I know.
So,
Oh, they showed Ned in like the last time on Game of Thrones. And I was just like, hearing him speak, I'm just like, oh,
he was a thing. He was
I
there.
miss you.
No, but
You sweet summer child.
you sweet summer child. They,
Littlefinger tells him not to believe him. He believes Littlefinger. He told you not to trust him.
it's like, I told you not to trust me. But this whole thing, if Tyrion is one of those characters, even though he's like a beloved character, I think he's the one where if Martin kills him off, then he's gone too far, I think.
Yeah.
Because people would straight up riot.
That's just my.
I know.
I was like, there has to be a way he can get out of this. Like, just it can't be over.
I mean, you could
Over.
kill... Right now, you could kill anybody in this series, but I think people would flip shit if Daenerys, Tyrion, or Jon died.
Arya. I've heard a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, you know what? Arya, too. If any of those four died...
But I accidentally know Arya doesn't die.
Right now.
Because I read a chapter out of the 5th book.
I know what happens to all of these characters, but still, you can't kill those four characters without a riot happening. Anyway, that's that for this episode. R.I.P. Oberon, who was my favorite character this season.
Yeah.
Like, great portrayal. Great everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Great actor. The guy learned wushu for that scene, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and he was flawless.
Yes, exactly.
Could tell there was a stunt double doing most of the flips, but...
Yeah, a lot of the flips and stuff, but...
He was wielding that.
Mm-hmm. He was actually... There was a making of video. It's on YouTube. You could probably find it pretty easily. Actually, HBO has it on their site for the show. It's a few-minute video showing, whatever the Mountains actor's name is, and Pedro, filming that scene and practicing and stuff, and that's actually them doing all of it. They put him in a 150-pound suit of armor. Or give or take. So, good stuff. Next episode, The Watchers on the Wall. If you saw the preview from the end of last episode, which you should have, it's all about wildlings attacking the wall. There's a big fire taking up the tree line beyond the wall. That's the biggest fire the North has ever seen, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Jon's in combat. People are in combat. The wildlings attack from the south. You see giants walking out of the woods. You see a gigantic furry leg walking out of the woods. It's
Furry leg.
Chaos.
Yep.
So what do you think? Whole episode devoted to that one battle? Like we got...
It's possible, yeah. But I found with this week's episode, just like last week's episode, like the title, the stuff about the title, they saved for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, those are the big... Mm-hmm.
So, like, we were watching this whole time, and me and John were like, God, it's halfway over, they're doing it again.
Yep.
It's like the week before, it was called The Mockingbird, which is... I was going to call him Varys, which is Littlefinger's symbol. But we went, 45 minutes without seeing Littlefinger, and I was like, what's going on?
We need a good Varys episode. We haven't had a lot of Varys since Season 2 with Tyrion.
We do.
I love Varys.
Got a little of Varys talking to Oberon.
Yeah.
I love that scene.
That was the most we really got out of Varys in a while, and I love Varys. I think the character's great, I think. The actor's great, but... Next episode ought to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Mance Rayder attacks, I think.
A lot of fighting. If it's not the whole episode, it'll be most of it.
The theory I've seen is that we haven't seen a lot of dragons because they're saving their CGI budget for this episode. Because, I mean, think about it. CGI kind of can get expensive.
It is expensive, and when you do it as good as will look good.
If you do
as
it...
Good as needed.
As good as needed, which they do, then it's going to be
expensive. It costs a lot of money.
Yep. That's it. Any other comments?
No.
Sad.
Sad.
We're all sad. Anyway, Clio, where can the people find you?
You can find me at Cliomoto on Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, Instagram. And you can find me on Twitch at the Cliomoto.
You didn't go through everything. I'm ready to count up all, the 12 things.
I usually only say those 4. But I guess I'm also on WordPress, Etsy,
places.
My thing on the wall that has all of them on the list is blocked, so I that's all I can think of it.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Thilladren, right there. THILLADREN. You can find all of us on Twitter, YouTube, Gmail, Google+, Facebook, ASOTV Podcast, and on tvcaptive.com. Find us there for more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. I Oberon Die. Till next week, I'm Mike, that's Clio. Have a lovely stuff.
That's a sun.
That's a sun. Yeah, that's the sun. Which has abandoned me as we've progressively done this podcast.
In our hour of need.
In my hour of need, the sun has abandoned me.